Hello and welcome back to for the very first time to the channel. I am Will and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite reads of 2023. This is a spellbinding, enthralling read with compelling characters, a vivid setting and smooth prose. An immersive start to a series with a sensational cast of standout characters. And the book is, as I'm sure you got from the title, Yellow Sky Revolt. Wow, what a book. This really blew me away. I picked it up on a whim because of the recommendation of Library of Alexandria. Library isn't his first name. His name is Alan, so thank you so much, Alan, for this recommendation. He said that if you're a fan of Dynasty Warriors, you'll love this, but you don't have to have been a fan of the games to understand or enjoy this. But yeah, the Dynasty Warriors bit, it caught my ear because that was a game that I played for so many years of my childhood. And yeah, so just the mention of it really filled me with nostalgia. And so yeah, I picked it up and I am so glad that I did. And I really do owe Alan for this incredible recommendation. This is historical fiction at its very best. So this is a Bildungsroman, a coming of age story, but also a chronicler's tale, because we start with an old man and he is telling his story to someone else of kind of his role during what is a historical war, the War of the Three Kingdoms in China. At the back it says it starts in 184 CE. And so nearly 2 millennia ago this conflict unfolded. And so yeah, I know a bit about it from Dynasty Warriors, but that's the romance of the Three Kingdoms. So as you can tell from the word romance, it's not an authentic representation of the war, but this is taking kind of a different route, more authentic, I believe, but then also filling in a lot of the gaps. We follow Liao Hua. I just want to say I'm sorry, I probably will be mispronouncing the names, but Liao Hua is our main protagonist, and he is an old man, and he is telling his story, and we begin with him as a child, and that is what Yellow Sky Revolt is. It is his coming of age story. I love a good coming of age story. I think that I've read so many that sometimes they can get a bit stale, but this is not one of them. This is done brilliantly, and when a coming of age story is done brilliantly, you really reap the rewards later on, because not only do you enjoy kind of the coming of age bit, but then when they undergo kind of these tragedies and these trials to their life later on, you feel such a greater attachment because you kind of know what is driving them on, what happened in their childhood, what is causing them to go down this route. And so this is book 1 of a series. I'm really looking forward to reading book 2, Heroes of Chaos, where he's a little bit older but still quite young. But this also has, on top of the coming of age story, this has an incredible kind of exploration of warfare, how this child, this kind of farmer's boy, has kind of got that little trope as well, is kind of brought into a grander conflict. And yeah, we've got kind of character staples like the kind of the mentor, the father holding him back from being who he wants, but they're done in a really unique way where you understand these different characters. None of them are infuriating. A lot of them, especially the main character, he makes mistakes, which you know they're mistakes, and you kind of just want to shake him and tell him to do something different. But there's a key difference. It's not infuriating, because infuriating is where it's annoying me as the reader, but this is not it. It's done in a way which makes it a better reading experience. And so on top of all those different aspects that I've mentioned, they're kind of bringing into a grander conflict, a war, which is brilliantly done. The action in here is really kind of fast-paced, adrenaline pumping, showing that kind of the character is really at a loss of what to do, and it's kind of just that kind of instinct of survival along the way. And so I really like how we're kind of in the middle of it. It's not really a bird's eye view. We're really seeing it from the perspective of this character, and you can feel that as it's a chronicler's story, you can feel him reliving it as he is telling it again. And this also has a fantastic take on the training school. I mean, how this is a book that is just under 400 pages, and yeah, it's big text inside, so probably in another book it'd be around 300 pages, and it fits so much in. It's got such incredible depth to the characters and to all the events that occur. This is a fantastic take on the training school. We've kind of got the divided class, and I really love when that's done well. Again, it's something else which could be a bit stale because it's been done so many times, but it's done so well, and I love how kind of the factions start within this class and kind of the warfare between them. And yeah, it does get a bit brutal, but yeah, I really enjoyed that, and this is just overall an incredible beginning to a series that I have such high hopes for, because I went into this, I thought I would enjoy it. I trust Alan's recommendation. I didn't read anything else about it. I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be looking at the Three Kingdoms conflict. Alan recommended it. I'll just dive straight on in. And sometimes that is the way to go. And yeah, I really love this. Brilliant writing as well. It's very smooth, so it's not in your face, but it allows for a very kind of engaging and immersive reading experience, which takes you along the journey. And I think that there is a great kind of balance to the historical detail, where kind of it, for example, like the describing the armor or kind of the conflict of the politics. There's a great balance where you do feel immersed, you feel like you know what is going on, and you can tell there's a lot of machinations going along in the background, but it's not too much where it gets a bit draining. It's kind of that perfect dose, which I've really enjoyed, because some books it's info dumps and then you forget it anyway, or it just kind of loses its meaning when you're told so much. But yeah, another thing where I know it's probably getting boring how much I'm praising this, but as I said at the beginning of the video, this is one of my favorite reads of 2023, a straight up 5-star read and one of my favorite historical fiction books of all time. And it's actually the 100th historical fiction book that I have ever read. And so yeah, that's pretty cool as well. Sorry, the video just died at the end there, so it might be a slightly different angle. But yeah, that is the end of the review. That is Yellow Sky Revolt. I recommend this to everyone, not just fans of historical fiction, but fans of fantasy, fans of horror, fans of anything. This is one of those books that I'd say the enjoyment will transcend the genre, because it's more kind of about the style and the characters within this story. And so yeah, I recommend this to everyone. So yeah, basically read this book, and that is the message of this video from me. Everyone, thank you so much for watching and stay safe.